Here with Pi from C9. They don't play until tomorrow, but we're gonna get his thoughts on this tournament, how he's been doing. How's C9? Are you guys just nervous? Excited?
Mostly excited, I think. I think it's different. Like a lot of people got nervous when we drove up here. We got arrived by a limo. People don't know, so that was a first-time experience. And like you come here and you don't really know what to expect. But I finally got really excited for the first time when they show the past TI, like the highlight clips. Mm-hmm. So I'm really looking forward to play now.
Yeah, and then if you guys will be in that clip, right? Next year.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
If you get in the final, win some games, then you get to. You guys are playing Na'Vi. They're obviously a fan favorite. They're gonna go. They went to the finals the last couple of years. Is there any particular way you prepare for Na'Vi?
We've tried to prepare, but it feels like they came into this tournament with like they didn't really have their own play. They have been trying a lot of different things. So we have a hard time predicting what they'll pick. Like they've been picking. They started off with picking a lot of Panda, then they picked a lot of Enigma. They had some success with Tiny Wisp, so we don't really know what to expect.
I don't want to ask you too much about strategy, but the last round, you guys had a pretty fun strategy with Meepo and with Bounty Hunter sniping couriers. What was that? Was that intended? Is that the whole plan with Bounty Hunter, or what?
I mean, getting that many couriers is not really the plan. I guess that just happens sometimes. It's mostly just you can always get deep wards because you're invisible, and you basically keep them together as 5, and you create more space for your team. That's the point.
You guys, had some pretty up and down kind of moments in the group stages. Is there a way you guys keep focused? Who's the emotional leader on this team?
It depends. Like this tournament, I don't really feel like we had an emotional leader, so to speak. During MLG, I think I was mostly the leader, but overall, Envy is the biggest emotional, the spiritual leader.
What is he like during matches?
During matches? No, he's just very focused. Like he really wants to win, basically. Yeah.
And who calls the shots in game? Is it Envy or you or who? It
depends. Like we all call shots. It goes from game to some games. Bone will call most of the shots, but during the early game, it's almost always me that calls all the shots. And then later on, like the way you want it is that the farmed heroes, the most farmed heroes calls the most shots. Like in late game, it's really uncomfortable calling shots when you're like a shadow demon with a blink dagger and you die in one hit from anything. You want your big farm carry to like control where you're going.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you've seen the crowd, you've seen how much bigger it is this year. Does that?
I mean, not really. I wasn't here last year. I could have.
Okay. So this is your first experience.
Yeah.
Okay. So, it's only going to get bigger from here, I guess. What is it like, being on such an international team? You guys have different time zones, different countries. Do you think you would? Like Swedish communication, for example, do you think it's better to have a team that's all Swedes, or is your team completely fine being all international?
When I came into Dota 2, I only remember from Dota 1 where I played like semi-competitive. I played very early on during the first Min Prides and stuff, and I only played with Swedish people back then. So when I got into Dota 2 and I got asked to join Kaipi with Asuna, the very first Kaipi. I've always thought that entire national squads are better. But over time, like everyone I've talked to, like every time I joined, when I joined the 3 Romanians, Bone, Sisu, and Arise, I was like, why are you getting 2? Like they got me and Koikwa. I was like, why don't you get 2 Romanians? And like it doesn't seem to be that widespread, I guess, the thought that you need to be a full national team. So by now, like I've only played with the first team I played with. They were 2 Lebanese, and that was the other way. Like they were playing in a LAN cafe, and it was this constant noise, like it was constant screaming in the background, and so I'm just very used to playing with international teams right now. So I can't really comment on if it's different or harder. Like, I only know this basically. Mm-hmm.
And how would you describe C9's style?
Our style? I don't know our style right now. It's what I've been told. It's we spread out more. Like we don't five-man a lot. It used like when we really had a style a couple months ago. It was a lot of five-man. You know, the Luna Shen into some mid-winning hero. So right now we're kind of winging it, I guess.
Isn't everyone winging it? TI changes the meta so much.
Yeah, a lot of teams are like Alliance, like Navi are almost always winging it. They're winging it for sure. But Vici and EG, for example, they're not winging it at all. And DK are like, they're not real. Like they can change up their picks a lot, but you can't really say they're winging it.
Mm-hmm. I guess that makes sense since they're the teams that are winning the most. They're not going to change what they're doing. Well, okay. Tell us about yourself. What is, because you're a very quiet guy. You're not like very much in the spotlight. What do people not know about you? Give us some insight.
Some insight. I mean, I can. Like some embarrassing insight. I'm actually, you could call me a high school dropout, I guess.
You dropped out of high school. How old are you now?
20 something, 22.
22. Okay.
I want to clarify. It's I could finish it very easily. So
okay.
I'm not.
I was about to say. I thought you were going to clarify that you weren't sure what your age was, but.
I know.
Okay. You dropped out of high school to play Dota.
No, I dropped out from that. I went to Norway. I wasn't sure what I was doing, so I worked some in Norway.
What did you do?
Just the most awful things, like washing dishes, like serving people at banquets, and like just serving coffee, and like the.
Why did you choose to do that?
Shoes. I had to do something. I like that's what I thought. So I went and did that. It was pretty depressing. You're walking around like minus 20 feet, 25 degrees, basically crying because it's just miserable. And then I got back home and I started playing Dota again. Like I had quit playing for a long while, like 2 years, I believe. And that's when Asuna, like he's not very known, but he's a very good player, Lebanese guy who scouted me out, I guess, in a pub, and then I played since then.
Wow. Okay. What are your so what was it like for your parents? Was it like, no, you dropped out of high school, and then what is this Dota thing? And then okay, now you're playing for millions of dollars. What's going on?
Yeah.
Is that pretty much how it went?
Yeah, they were basically really happy because you can't, like my life didn't have any direction, or so to speak. I was working the most awful jobs basically, and I wasn't going many places. So yeah.
Are they watching this now?
They're really excited now. My mom is trying to follow us. She doesn't understand anything, so she like knows all the names. Like she knows we're playing. I think she knows the bracket better than anyone, like my brother. She probably knew them better than I did a couple of days ago. Yeah.
Does she know that every single win is like hundreds of thousands of dollars now?
I'm not sure about that. She knows the first prize. She's just very happy I'm here.
Maybe in a state of disbelief, like, how can this happen?
I mean, yeah, they don't know what's going on. They don't understand anything.
They're just happy you're here, I guess. Cloud9's a very good organization. Do they provide you with anything special for TI other than the boot camp?
How do you mean? Like what?
Just like any kind of special accommodations? Do they,
I mean, yeah, they've tried to do anything we ask for. Like, yeah, you said the boot camps. We got the Alienware laptops. They're really good ones. So those have been very useful. We get all the gear we want. Like everything we've asked for, I believe we've gotten.
And the owner, Jack, he's here cheering along. Does he play Dota at all?
I don't think so, no.
So he's probably really nervous because he doesn't really fully get the game.
Yeah, he doesn't. I guess he doesn't know what's going on.
The team dynamic. You guys have a very interesting team. There's a lot of fans follow Envy. They follow all of you guys. They see you guys as a kind of like anything can happen kind of team. Do you guys see yourself as that? Like we could potentially throw at any moment, or we could potentially win at any moment too?
No, not really. I feel the opposite. I feel we're how we play and how we think is very structured and very like efficient thinking. Like we just try to do the best thing possible most of the moments.
And when things go bad, what's it like in the booth?
It depends. It depends what mood you're in. I can get really mad and angry and frustrated. Other people can. It's mostly. I think I'm 50%.
You're 50% of the anger and frustration in the booth.
I mean, how it seems to work though is like if I'm calm, like it has to be some frustration somewhere. Like it spreads out to someone else. Someone is mad.
And so, do you guys get over it really fast? Is it easy, or because I know like other teams, like it impacts them in their next game, You know, like they get just really. So it's hard for them to get over something bad happening. Is it? Or do you guys have short memories, or is it just?
I believe we get over it. We play like just game to game. We play like we either step it up or we play the same level. I don't think we like. There's no downhill slope when we play. And like overall, like you have to think teams that are together for over a year. I mean, we haven't. I don't know. It's not really a full year, but when you've been like through like a certain amount of time, you know a team has gone through a lot. Like it's gonna be hard sometimes. Every team, like any team.
Especially you guys. You guys had a lot of issues. You know, like speed, then the stuff with the contracts, and finally getting picked up by Cloud9. The whole stuff like in the past, it's like it's a lot.
Yeah, you think that's like those are not that big deals though. And like it, just someone like just disagreeing on like a hero, like how good a hero is, or like what item build, something like if someone should rush a BKB or go for something else like a Midas, that causes way more problems than
you guys yell at Envy for not picking up BKBs.
Yeah, for a while we did. Yeah, it was. But like you have to leave it to him though. To like that's what he said. Like you have to. The player themselves have to be able to experiment.
Right.
Because like teams play for several years together or several months. Like the disagreements happen and. Like some teams they won't get over it. I think Liquid for a long while they had that problem. They couldn't get over certain things. Like you have to be able to get out of your emo phase. Like every team goes into an emo phase where you can feel it when you scream teams. Like they just play bad for a week and then they step it up. Then they get out of it.
So it's like the honeymoon phase. Everyone does amazing for like a month, right? Yeah. And then everyone kind of figures them out.
I don't think we had a honeymoon phase. So we actually
You guys won a tournament. What are you talking about?
We were together before that though. I think
it's true, but
I think for a period of time we lost 30 out of 32 scrims or something. We went 1-9 versus like the old EG, like the no, not PPD, the Korra. No, Korra wasn't on that.
No, it was JO Universe MSS.
We lost every game, and from that point you had like. If you're a team that's supposed to stick together and be a good team, you have to get over those things, and we managed. And you're gonna go through those phases a lot.
So, and you said Envy was the he's the guy that keeps everyone focused. He's quite an interesting character. In our interview, he said his goal was to win not just one TI but multiple TIs. He's very confident, driven kind of guy. What do you think about that kind of attitude?
Yeah, that's fine. It's. You need those kind of players on your team. His goal is to be the best Dota player, basically. So that's why he doesn't want a team to win. Like he doesn't want IG to win this TI because they would be double TI champions, and like you can't get past that. Or if Burning wins this TI and retires, like he feels it's hard for him to be considered the #1 player ever. that's basically his thought process.
And he's thinking like that before even getting to a finals or something. That's pretty high goals.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the matches are starting up. Let's wrap this up. Do you have any words you want to say to fans? To anyone? Shout-outs?
I mean, shout out to anyone who supports me. Yes. Don't flame my feeds. Don't flame my first blood. I'm doing my best. Other than that, just my sponsors, HyperX, Logitech, Alienware, and there's one more important. Yeah, Air Force Reserves.
Mm-hmm. And do you have a call out for me?
A call out?
Ask for a call out.
No, I don't think so.
I got one for you. All the casters that flamed the bounty hunter.
Did they really flame the bounty hunter?
Envy said that they were saying, "What does he do?" But you creating space.
All the casters should flame me ever for anything. Okay. Call out.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. All right. Thank you, Pi, and good luck against Navi.
Yeah. Thank you.